So the press club is being interviewed by the press. How did your name come about? It's an interesting name.
I think we're just throwing about a few ideas, and it's the one that sounded not rubbish, so it kind of stuck from there, I think,
Yeah, everything else we tried just lasted for about a week and then went out the window, but Press Club stuck, so here it is.
Here it is, and you guys just released your first album in January, and you've already embarked on a big European tour. How did that come about?
Yeah, well, we actually released the album in Australia in March last year, so it's pretty it's pretty old for us, but it's really exciting to be able to go back and play all these songs, you know. And there's nothing that we don't like about it, so it's still pretty fun and so exciting being over here in the UK and doing Europe as well, and you know, it's first time here.
Yeah, first time to the UK or first time in Europe for the band as well?
Both personally and band-wise. First time over here, yeah.
So it's travels and fun and playing and all of that in one. And a lot of tiredness, I imagine.
There's not a whole lot of personal time to explore and things like that, but it's pretty fun.
Yeah, that is a shame. And I saw that you guys were playing a festival in Brighton down in the south coast here of all the Australian bands, 3 different stages.
Yeah.
Is that
amazing.
Did you play it or is it coming up? I can't recall.
So that's sort of at the end of the run of shows. So the Great Escape in Brighton, and that day that you're talking about is the Aussie Barbecue. So put on by Sounds Australia, and they're an amazing organisation that basically just is pushing Australian music outside to the rest of the world. So yeah, stoked to be a part of that lineup, and we'll be there with a lot of our friends as well. So.
That's what I was wondering. Is it somebody bringing a bunch of Australian bands up here to play, or?
No, so the Great Escape is like a big music conference sort of festival where you know, it's a lot of networking, a lot of trying to build relationships over in different territories, and Sounds Australia have their section of that, so it's almost a festival within a festival. Yeah. So, but all the bands make their own way here and do their own thing. Until they come together for this one little day.
I believe the focus country is Australia this year, so that probably explains like the big Aussie invasion that's happening this year at the Great Escape for sure. Yeah. That should be mad.
Which I think is great because it's difficult. You guys are on the opposite end of the world, and you do sometimes, I think at least, and I would love to hear your opinion on this, have a hard time escaping and breaking out and getting over into Europe and the States. And
absolutely, it's so hard to do that. It's so far away, and you know, it's expensive.
Yes,
it's so expensive, and you know, I think it's going to take a few tours to really make it start being a not money worthwhile sort of thing to do. But you know, you've got to make it to a certain point, I guess, in Australia to be able to afford to get out. So.
Definitely. Your album has had a lot of coverage in Australia. It has been doing very, very well, everything I could see. I can see why, though, because it's a really great album. And I love your video about suburbia. And do you write songs that come from your personal experience?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we all get into a room and just start like making noise as the first kind of step. But lyrically, I get a lot from personal things. I also, for this album in particular, I got a lot from like other people's stories that they told me. So I think there's like 3 or 4 songs in there that are specifically for other people, I guess. But you know, I think I always try to write pretty honestly and see things in a pretty personal way. So yeah.
Because every song I've heard just seemed to have a message to it of some sort, good or bad, and the music backing it up. And it's a lovely little package with that, how you guys really seem to be one of the more sincere bands in how you create overall, holistically, I think.
Thank you.
Welcome.
That's actually a really nice compliment to hear, because it's one of my big frustrations watching a band that I don't believe and I don't like. I get that kind of heart from, so that's a real big compliment.
Exactly, and that's what you want, is, at least for me as somebody who listens, you want to feel it here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And know that it came from there, from the band. So kudos to you guys for doing that very well. So what are you planning next? What's in the pipeline?
Well, we've got the rest of this tour, which is another 20 or so dates.
It's a big tour.
It's massive. When we go back to Australia, we've got a little tour there as well, and then we just released a new single. Okay. So we'll start getting some more music out, and then we're actually back in the UK for Reading and Leeds next August.
Oh, so you're coming right back and to see us
here again? Yeah, straight back on a plane, I think. Yeah.
Not a bad thing. And you're playing Reading and
Leeds and Greenbelt Festival are all
very good big festivals. Yeah, I'm really happy for you guys to get on those, because you get some great exposure, I think, on those, and that always helps.
Fingers crossed. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
Well, I want to thank you guys so much for speaking with us. It's a pleasure, and I cannot wait to see you guys on stage.
Thank you so much for having us. I can't wait for you to see us.
Thanks a lot, Shelley. Cheers.
Thank you again.